What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA camp. Let's get started. Mike Perry talks about his next opponent. Because Robbie Lawler is now 42 years old, Perry recently called out Robbie to fight at BKFC, which sparked some controversy. Following his first round knockout victory over Niko Price in July 2023, Robbie recently announced his retirement from the UFC. Perry also talks about a possible altercation with Dillon Danis, who recently joined with the GFL on Jake Shields' show.
Man, you know, Bare Knuckles trying to make the Robbie Lawler fight.
That'd be good.
I know that the paycheck is definitely looking good if they're offering it to Robbie, trying to get him to fight me. I think he's a very dangerous character, especially by the way he's playing. Like, people aren't sure if he would even want to, or, you know, they're saying leave him alone, he's retired, this and that. Like, Robbie's dangerous.
He's not that old, he's still dangerous. Yeah, people are babies, you know.
I've been talking with Dillon Danis in the DMs about he wants to have an MMA fight. Nobody will MMA fight.
You'll whip his ass.
I'm telling Mams Taylor, let's make the MMA fight, and they're trying to say that they had offered it, this and that, but it would have been the time. First of all, one, they didn't have a date. Two, it was during the Jake Paul. I took the Jake Paul fight. That money was guaranteed. The date was there. I stepped in for Mike Tyson, and I had 6 rounds with Jake Paul, you know, and you know, while I'm doing the experience stuff, Dillon Danis ain't fighting nobody or doing nothing. So, you know, that's something. I told Nate Diaz, set up me and Dillon Danis in Real Fight Inc.
Yeah, that would sell too, because he used to be a really good grappler. He was a top-notch grappler, but he's not anymore. He's fallen off. He's all just like talking hype. He's not what he used to be. I think you would crush him now.
Michael Chandler discusses whether he believes the fight between Conor McGregor and himself will still take place. Chandler believes he will get a fight with Conor if Conor returns to the UFC, even if he was not promised one. Conor recently mentioned boxing an influencer such as KSI, Logan Paul, or Jake Paul next, but Dana White put an end to that notion. Dana expressed his expectation that Conor will rejoin the UFC in the autumn.
I don't think that any fight Conor McGregor ever fighting, you know, is ever out the window until he says he's done and he's retired. The guy's got this. The guy needs this. The guy needs this like he needs oxygen. He loves it. You know, and even seeing him with the Paul brothers, talking about the Paul brothers being a side job, a quick little, you know, make a bunch of cash thing, and Logan saying, hey, you don't even do your first job, let alone a side job, which I thought was a great idea, a great comeback. Yeah. And it's true. You know, I think Conor's got an uphill battle here with, you know, just getting out of the limelight for the wrong reasons. And the best thing I think he can do is get into a training camp. And I haven't been promised it, but there's been a lot of assurances that when he comes back, he's going to fight me, because why wouldn't he?
And with someone like Conor, who's a sniper like that, when I think about that fight, I think about you coming out, force him into a couple wrestling scrambles, take the explosiveness out of his arms a little bit. Or are you saying that I'm knocking him out with some hooks first round?
I think it would be poised pressure. You know, Conor does a really good job with that step back left hand. But it's always off of obviously someone throwing a right hand. You mean the greatest combination I've ever seen in my entire life was his 4-piece combo he hit Eddie Alvarez with to become the champ. It was beautiful, and that's what you got to look at. You know, I think it's just quiet, hard pressure. That's not too crazy, not too fast, not too slow. And just wilt him. I mean, there's no doubt I'm a better athlete. There's no doubt I have better cardio. There's no doubt I have a better champion mindset. I just got to be there a little bit longer than him, not get hit with the left hand, and I beat him easily.
Bo Nickal asserts that he is certain that Ilia Topuria will face Alexander Volkanovski again at UFC 314 in April, despite the UFC having not yet made the announcement. This past February, Ilia defeated Volk in the second round to win the featherweight title. He recently mentioned Charles Oliveira as a possible first opponent in the higher weight class and hinted that he might be giving up the championship and moving up to the lightweight division. The weight reduction to 145, according to Ilia, was simply getting to be too much for him, but it appears that he will be doing it again. Bo Nickal stated in his most recent podcast that he would like to compete on that card as well.
But they just announced Ilia and Volk. Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's dope.
UFC 3.
When?
April 3/14, I think.
No, not the third. I'm thinking of
just
the
a
Islam.
rematch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Ilya
makes
and
sense,
Volk, or Ilya and Islam would be sick. I don't know about Ilya and Volk rematch. I mean, I get it. Volk had to rematch Holloway a bunch of times.
That was a clean knockout though.
He knocked him out clean. Bad. I think I love Volk. He's great. I don't see a path to victory then for him really.
I don't know if that was announced.
No, it's official. I know for a fact. I don't know that it was announced for a fact, but I know it's happening for a fact.
Inside source.
It's been announced.
I'm announcing it.
I like Volk. I like.
He's great. He's the man. Yeah. That could. I might fight on that card. That's a card I'm trying to fight on.
Nice.
Yeah, April, Miami.
Sick.
Magomed Ankalayev is advised by Renato Moicano to adopt a different strategy for his impending title matchup with Alex Pereira. Renato believes Magomed was defrauded after rewatching his bout with Jan Blachowicz, which resulted in a split draw. He claims that Alex Pereira will win easily if he employs the same tactic against him.
No, Ankalayev is very good and all. I watched his fight against Blachowicz again, and he did the perfect game plan. For me, that was a robbery. 100% he beat the Polish especially on the later rounds. But if he does the same strategy he did against Blachowicz, he's going to lose to Ankalayev. Because the first 3 rounds, he was on the striking department. He was doing good. He's a southpaw. But against Poatan on the striking, I strongly advise him to shoot for the takedowns in the early minutes of the fight. Try to get Poatan tired. If he does not do that Manglish, if he doesn't do that, it's going to be an easy night for Poatan. Poatan is 9-1 in UFC, and he was known as a star in glory kickboxing, and everybody was doubting him, including me, because I thought he was too old. But guess what? Motherfucker making some money and is beating everybody. And I think he will beat Ankalayev, you know? He's gonna put pressure. He's going to do his thing, my brother. Poatan is just too good. And he's just in a good moment. If you think about how crazy it is for him to become world champion on MSG on the first fight against Adesanya, that was crazy. He was losing every and each round until the last one, when he knocked Adesanya out. That was a scene from a movie. I was over there watching live. On the same night, I had fought Adesanya training partner in the same card. So I was watching live and I couldn't believe my eyes when I see Poatan beating the Adesanya at the time. And not only that, on the second fight, he was winning too. And then he got caught because, I don't know, Adesanya did something like he faked, like he was hurt. And then Poatan tried to finish him and then got knocked out. But then he got back, he moved up in the division, he beat Blachowicz in a split decision, but I think he learned so much after the fight. He's been training wrestling, he's been doing very well, and I think that's the fight to make. And after that, who else Poatan going to fight? I don't know.
In response to Dricus du Plessis, Islam Makhachev advising him against going up to middleweight. Islam is currently the UFC lightweight champion, as you are all aware, and he just declared that he does not want to retire from mixed martial arts before becoming a double champion. Islam recently indicated interest in going up 2 weight classes to middleweight because he is reluctant to advance to welterweight because his friend and training partner Belal Muhammad is the current sitting champion. In response, Dricus stated, "I guess good on him for trying that. He won't get that fight now. It wouldn't make sense. But if there should ever be a time where there is nobody to challenge me, nobody for him to challenge, yeah, cool. Look, he trains with 185 ass in his gym, but there is only one world champion, so kudos to him for saying what he did. But it doesn't really matter because I'll overpower him in any situation. I know he walks around heavy, but I walk around heavy. He's a big lightweight, I'm a big middleweight. There's a big difference there." In contrast to Dricus, Islam asserts that he believes he has the secret to triumph. Islam stated, "My height allows a move to middleweight. I think my physical data allows it too. I just need to work with my specialists, gain muscle mass, add a little weight. I think I can try. As I already said at the press conference after the fight, if they offered it to me tomorrow and say they will give me time to gain weight, I would not turn it down. I would 100% agree to fight at middleweight. I'm not saying that I have a better chance, that I could 100% finish Du Plessis. But watching his fights, watching his style, I think I have the keys to victory. Jiri Prochazka is praised highly by Tom Aspinall. Jiri's TKO victory over Jamal Hill last weekend greatly delighted Tom. He believes that Jiri used the ideal tactic to wear Jamal down and force him to miss.
Went out there, executed the perfect game plan of making a power puncher miss. This was a 50-50 fight. They both got big power in the hands, both big dudes, aren't they? Both got a lot of knockout power, so I thought this fight could have gone either way. Jiri, I wanted to see how he looks because I wasn't sure if he was going to go on a bit of a skid because he has a couple of bad losses lately, but looked better than ever, in my opinion. He went out there, executed the perfect game plan of making a power puncher miss. Jamal loads up on his punches a lot. He's got a lot of power in his hands. He's not throwing many soft punches. There's not a lot of setup there with him. He's just going out there and swinging and trying to knock you out, which is amazing to watch. But Jiri took a little bit more of a tactical approach to this one, in my opinion. He didn't go out there just going for the kill the whole time. He was thinking defense first and counter second, which was fantastic. Tactically, did the perfect thing. Made his opponent miss, made the power puncher miss, start to get his arms a little bit heavy, start to get involved with the clinching exchanges, tire his arms out a little bit more, make him miss, make him pay. And that's what we're seeing from Jiri Prochazka. I'm a big fan of Jiri. I really like him as a person as well. He's a really, really nice guy. So congratulations to Jiri. Commiserations to Jamal. I'm sure he'll be back. But that's what we like to see. We like to see the big guys throwing down.
Sean Strickland made fun of Jon Jones. Sean shared the following on his Instagram story. It says, Jon Jones after winning a fight and thanking God for blessing him with natural talent. Israel Adesanya is experiencing consecutive defeats for the first time in his professional mixed martial arts career. A defeat by unanimous decision to Sean Strickland in September 2023 and a defeat by submission in the 4th round against Dricus du Plessis this past August. Izzy claims he isn't considering the idea that he simply doesn't want to lose before his match against Nassourdine Imavov this weekend. He thinks back to his prior bouts with Alex Pereira, and instead of focusing on the losses, he prepared for the 4th battle by concentrating more on winning. In the 2nd round, he ultimately knocked Alex out. In an interview with MMAfighting.com, Izzy stated, "I'm not thinking like that. I'm just going in there ready to dominate. I'm not thinking, I don't want another loss." That's a weird way to frame it because I'm just thinking of what I don't want. I'm in that frequency. No, I have not been thinking that. I'm just going to go in there and do what I do my best. I know what I am when I'm at my best. When I fought Alex in Miami, I had that I have to win mindset. I wasn't saying I can't lose. I was saying I have to win. Again, it's a flip because if you're tapping into that, oh, I can't lose, your brain just recognizes lose, lose, lose. So when I fought Alex for the 4th time, I was just telling myself, I have to win. I have to win. I was like, win, win. It's just a different way of looking at things. There's not really pressure. I put pressure on myself when I get out there or when I get to Saudi Arabia. But when it comes down to the fight itself, I don't feel too much pressure because there's no belt on the line. But in the same breath, it feels like a title fight because you're fighting me. It's 5 rounds. I still train for 5 rounds. Not really much has changed in that aspect. Same as I've always had. I never really chased the belt. I always knew it would come around. I knew what I was going to do in the game. I knew it was going to come around again. Now, I just plan on keeping winning and it will circle back. I'm not chasing the belt, but the belt chases me. When I was coming up, I had guys who were at the top that I had to fight to get my chance. They gave me my shot. Now, I'm at this point in my career to give him a chance. He gets to fight Israel Adesanya, and it's the biggest fight of his life. Can he rise to the occasion? We're yet to find out. My job is to make sure he doesn't. He's a good fighter. He's slick. He mixes his grappling with his striking well. He's got alright footwork. This is different. When you get in there with me, it's a lot different. The moment can get to some people. I don't know if it will get to him before I do.